Hello. Good day, my YouTube people. This is Fatima Busari, a realtor based in Nigeria. And like I usually say, I help people. I help people do what exactly? I help people build wealth. I connect people to real estate investment that is sweet. Let's just put it that way. That is sweet, that helps build wealth, generational wealth. And I'm passionate about this because I love seeing people live the way they want to. I love seeing people having financial freedom. So it's my absolute pleasure to connect you to real estate deals that would give you value for your money. Today, I'll be talking about land banking. I'll be talking about what land banking is, how you can start your land banking journey, how to identify good locations for land banking, and things to consider before you land bank. Why should you land bank in the first place? And when is it the best time to land bank? And also how to exit land banking. Yes, exit strategy. So you can see that today's video is information packed. It is safe to say it is a master class on everything you need to know about land banking. So I want you to take a cup of tea and sit down and relax and enjoy this ride. Looking at the notes beside me here because I have written everything down so that I don't miss anything out for you guys. What is land banking? Land banking is basically banking your money on land. Simple as ABC. Banking your money on land. It basically means buying a fallow land and keeping it for future use, whether for sale, for building, whatever it is. So it means you're buying land in places that has that you're going to places ahead of development. You get that? You're going to places that is projected for development, but you're going there ahead of development. You're going there before people rush there. So land banking can only be very, very profitable for you if you quickly key into places, you look at where development is going to, and you go there. The next thing we're talking about is why should you land bank in the first place? It is simple. It is very simple. Basically, to make money, to build wealth, to build generational wealth. Land banking has amazing returns. It's one of the easiest way to break into real estate investment. It has a low barrier compared to buying properties, buying building properties. It has a low barrier to entering to real estate, and it's basically to build, build wealth. Another reason why you really want to land bank is to hedge against inflation. And I already talked about that in one of my previous videos that I'll be linking on why you should consider real estate investment. The reasons why you should consider real estate investment. I'll be linking the video in my description below. So you make sure to watch that. It edges against inflation. Now, inflation is all over the world. It's not only in Nigeria now, it's all over the world. And basically, inflation basically means the reduction in the purchasing power of a currency. So it means what you can buy with 1,000 naira before, you might not be able to buy it now. Let's imagine that um 10 years ago, what 1,000 naira can buy now is, let's say, 10 years ago, 1,000 naira will buy bread. But there has been a 10% inflation rate. That is an example. A 10% inflation rate. That means as of today, you have to buy it for 1,100 naira. So it reduces the purchasing power of your money. Now imagine you have large amount of money. How much inflation would have eaten into that? So it edges against inflation. And how does land banking do this? It simply does this because the returns on land banking is usually high, and it beats the inflation rate. And this is possible because of the economies of land. Land is limited in supply. They are not making more of land. And for that reason, the demand for land is ever increasing. Population is ever increasing. That way, it drives the appreciation on land investment. This helps you edge against the inflation. Now, the third reason you want to consider land banking because it retains the power of your currency against exchange rate. Now we're talking like naira to dollar now. It retains the power of your exchange rate because even if the exchange rate is going high, real estate, your land would also be appreciating and going high along with the trend. So you won't be protect your money. So it only makes perfect sense to bank your money on land. Now, how can you start your real estate investment journey? There are three ways you can use to start your real estate investment journey. You can decide to use the personalized approach. And this means that you personally you're buying either a parcel of land or several hectares of land, and you're holding it for a longer period to for resale or for building or for whatever purpose you have in mind. So that is one way to enter into land banking. The second way is co-investment. And you can decide to co-invest. And you can see how my face lit up with co-investment because the power of co-investment, guys, if you know the power of co-investment, you will leave the mentality of, oh, I only want to own. Now, there's something I want you to understand. Real estate, basically, investment is about having different kind of investments in your portfolio. Now, there's nothing wrong with having your own personalized land that you can hold for long, either for retirement plan, either for planning for your children's education, for building generational wealth, whatever reason that is. But core investment, guys, is for profit sharing, basically to share for profit purpose. You co-own it. It is not only your own. Now, there are two sets of people that can decide to co-invest. Those that do not have enough the financial capacity to start their own by themselves. This is an awesome opportunity. Like it has a low barrier to entry into real estate. You want to buy a plot of land, you come together with your friends or family, or if there is an organized avenue for you to do that, how you invest. Imagine you have a 1 million naira and you are co-investing in a land that is 5 million naira, for example, and five of you co-invest to you come together to buy this parcel of land, and in 2 years time the land is already 10 million naira. You have 2 million naira, an extra whooping million naira on top of your money. At that time, you can look for another opportunity and put the money and double it. 2 million naira will now become 4 million naira. You can see the projection. So it's a low barrier to entry. The second kind of people that do this is people that do this on a large scale. Guys, there are so many people that own these real estate companies. What they do is not only them that owns the money that they used to buy this land. What they do is co-investment on a large scale. On a large scale. And what they do is they come together in with their millions and millions of naira, and they have a larger capacity to bargain. This way they get a good bargain. They get a good bargain. They're able to get a very, very good price for their bargain. And what would I do for them? If they're getting it way, way, way below market price, that would help them to make massive profit. Of course, it's not as if they can't buy it on their own. Imagine, let's set an example now. Imagine that you have 50 million naira, and your 50 million naira can buy, let's say, 5 plots of land. Okay, 5 plots of land, and you have two other people that have 50 million naira, 150 million naira. Each one of you can buy 5 plots of land, but because that means 5 plots of land for 50 million naira, that means each one of you, each a plot of land is sold for how much? That's 10 million naira. Now, let's say 150 million naira, and you're able to get a plot of land for 8 million naira or 7 million naira. Look at how much more plots of land that 150 million naira is going to get by you coming together and then sharing the profit. That is how the wealthy that is how wealthy people think. That is how people who have an investor mindset, that is how they think. Now I have a video on how to develop an investor mindset. It's the first video I made on my channel because it's so paramount to have an investor mindset when doing anything, and I'll be linking that video in the description below. Now I've talked about the personalized way of getting into land banking. I've talked about the co-investment, and the third way is through cooperatives. Now, what cooperative does is so many of us in belong to one cooperative society or the other. And what you do is you take a portion of your salary at the end of the month, and you're saving it for cooperative. Now, the cooperatives will not just hold it. Most of the cooperatives give you dividend of some sort at the end of the year. And how did they do this? How did they get this money to do it? If it is just your money, just face value that they are keeping, they put it in investments, things that will yield something. Now, one of the investments that they put it is in real estate. So at the end of the year, they share dividend to you. So those are the three ways you can get into real estate investment. And the next thing we'll be talking about is how to identify land banking. And remember, I said in the definition, I said you should land banking is going to a place ahead of development. And that brings me to my first point. One of the things you should look out for before you land bank is a place close to a densely populated area. A place close to a densely populated area. Now, what usually happens is when a place is densely populated, let's take Lagos for instance, it's densely populated. People usually look for ways to go to somewhere that is a bit quiet, that is less populated, that is less crowded, and they start spilling to neighboring places. Now, going to those places ahead of people helps you to have the advantage of making massive profits on your investments. For somewhere like Lagos now, let's take like the Sango. That when Lagos started getting filled, people started moving to Sango, Agbara, all those places. People started moving to those places. And at the moment, places like Ibejuleki, Ekpe are places for people that are smart investors to go into. As a matter of fact, people that are smarter have been there way ahead of now. And it is not yet late to go to those places. Now, the second thing you have to look out for is somewhere close to a new or a new or proposed government development, an industrial project, or a university. A proposed government development site, a university, and an industrial site, industrial project. Those places are going to attract massive development. People will be employed in such places. They want to work. They want to live close to where they are working. They need somewhere to stay. The people that own those projects might want to build staff quarters. The commercial projects will start springing up in all these places, and then people will come and start begging you, please sell this land. Please, want to you sell this land to us? They want to use it to do this. They want to use it to do that. If you have been there ahead of time. Now, to what are the things to consider before land banking? There are things you have to consider before land banking. You have to really be prepared for the things that you need to have at the back of your mind before you decide to land bank. And one is your source of purchase. Now, why do you want to consider your source of purchase? So that you'll be getting at a very good price. So you can buy your land from different sources. However, I will advise that you buy from someone that is doing a bulk that has a bulk land, a bulk owner, or an investment company. Those are not the only people you can buy from. And if you want me to do a video on the different sources to buy your real estate from, please do let me know in the comment section. So when you buy from from a bulk owner, you have an advantage of getting it at a better price below the market price. Now, I talked about lower price, but before you go ahead of yourself, this brings me to the second point: documentation. You want to look at the source of purchase. Documentation. It is very key, important test, if I might use that, that you buy a land with good documentation, because it is a land bank. You're not developing it immediately. You want to buy a land that you can go and donkey years after you come back and your land is sitting pretty without fear of land grabbers of any sort. So you want to be able to get somewhere with good location, because I talked about price and lower price. Now, when the price is too low, be sure to check, double check, triple check the documentation, because sometimes a land might be cheap compared to another one that is around it, because it does not have good documentation, or it has no documentation at all. So you have to be careful when you're trying to look for a good source and get good price bargain compared with good documentation. And another thing that you have to consider before you land back is holding cost. Now, this point is very important. So many people think that they will just buy the land and that's all that they would have to do. There's always a holding cost of different sorts. It might be as simple as the cost of clearing the land every now and then, so that it is clear that it's not extremely bushy, let alone someone coming to encroach on the land. And it might be the cost of possessing the land, such as fencing your own place so that it's protected. If it has a CFO, it might be a ground rent. If you have a CFO, but it might be a ground rent. If you buy from a real estate investment company, it might be something like a service charge if they've done their location of your land for you, or an infrastructure cost. Now, when we tell people that, okay, well, this is the cost of the land, is so thing, and your documentation is this price, infrastructure is this price, they start wondering that what is all this money? Those are the costs of holding the land. Because if you pay for infrastructure, they'll be able to do the perimeter fencing, thereby securing, possessing the place for you, and creating some other facilities on inside the estate if you are buying from a real estate investment company. So those are some of the costs that you have to put in place. However, the good news is all these costs, all these costs does not eat up your profit. That means your profit outweighs in outweighs all these costs put together in the long run. So you don't have to be scared about I'm paying for this, I'm paying for that, because your profit, your return on investment for holding usually outweighs this minor cost that comes hand in hand with holding your land. So if you are finding value for this video, please do not forget to like, share this video. Don't be the only one that would have this knowledge to yourself. Information is very key. Help your family and friends share this video, like this video. It helps others that are looking for content like this to actually for this video to reach them. Please also consider to subscribe to my channel, as it's going to go a long way in helping me grow. When is it the best time to buy to buy land? And I say the time is now. Now there's something very, very important in land banking, and that thing is time. Time. The longer you hold is an important factor. The longer you hold, the higher the returns on investment for the land. So the best time to buy is now. Anywhere you see a good opportunity, please just take it. Now let me quickly tell you a quick story. My mentor did a transaction as a broker for somebody that holds a piece of land in Banana Island. Yes, in Banana Island. And this land was bought 27 years ago for 20 million naira. 27 years ago. Now, this land was sold for 1.3 billion naira. Do you hear that? 1.3 billion naira. Now, 27 years after. Now, that is the concept of time. Of course, some people would have sold earlier and would have made good profit as well, but not as much as that. So, land banking thrives on time. The longer you hold, the higher the benefits. Now, some people worry about, is it not that long? Is it not this? Is it not that? That is why you don't use the money that you need immediately for land bank, or that you need tomorrow or a couple of months time for land bank. You won't really enjoy the profits that way. And some people, it feels like, hey, is it not too long? I don't know. How old are you now? Before you close eye, you open, you just see that a decade is gone and added to your years. May God grant us long life. You close your eye and you see that a decade is gone, 2 decades is gone. And that is how time flies. And being an investor involves that you have something called delayed gratification, and that is one of the things that you have as an investor. That is one of the mindsets that an investor have. Don't forget that I have an investor mindset video that you really need to watch, and the link is going to be in the description below. You have to have you have to be able to delay gratification, because if you want it fast, fast, you might not be able to build wealth, let alone keep it, let alone multiply it. So time is an important factor in land bank. And what time does sometimes is that even if peradventure the land that you bought was overpriced, time helps you to blend it out. What means is that you might not be able to make your profit in a short while, but on the long run, you will be able to make that profit. So time is an important factor to consider when you want to land bank. The last thing we'll be looking at today is how to exit your land bank. How to exit the land bank. Now, when you want to exit land bank, one of the drawback, and perhaps one of the drawbacks of land banking is that it is not liquid. It is not liquid. It is not something that you want to buy, sell today, and you just see buyer today. No. That is why like I said earlier, you don't you invest money that you can live for some time. Perhaps perhaps it is for the money you use to land back it. Perhaps it's for your plan, for your retirement plan. Other than keeping it in the bank, you put it on the land. Your child's education in the future, you can put it on the land. Things like that. Building generational wealth for the next generation. That's the kind of money you put in land banking. Now, let's say for instance, your child's education, Because you save, you bought a land for your child's university, and your child is in SS1. You don't wait until your child is in SS3 and going to school this year before you put the land out. You have to, it is advisable that maybe 2 years earlier, latest a year earlier, you put it aggressively in the market for sale. Now, doing that gives you a higher chance of you being able to sell before you actually need the money. And should you be able to sell that land before you need the money, what you have to do is put it in an appreciating account. Please, nobody saves money in the bank anymore. In an appreciating account like your mutual fund or any of your other appreciating account, that it will still be having getting a bit of dividend here and there. It's not really for active investments now. So that is one of the advisable ways to exit land banking, because so many people get worried about okay, how do I now sell my land and all. Now before I go, it's important to put it out there once more that if you are interested in land banking, if you are interested in land banking in sweet locations, prime locations with good documentation, and all those other things that I said you have to consider in the video, please link me up in the link in the description box below. There's a link there where you can chat with me. I will take it up from there. And should you not be able to do it on your own, or for whatever reasons, perhaps you don't have enough money to start real estate on your own, and you're interested in co-investment, please just chat me up. We have something that suits everybody. Please do not forget to chat me up. Now, if you've gotten great value for this video, if you have gotten great value for this video, please subscribe to my channel. Just press that subscribe button. It is free. Just press it. And do not forget to like and share with your friends. Until I come your way again next time, do take care of yourself, and I'm your sister in prosperity, looking out for you always, so that we grow together and we meet at the top. Alright, do take care. Bye.